People, Deluded, I'm back again. Thank you very much for tuning back in each and every time. I'm here for a quick vid. As you lot know me, you know I love Arsenal Football Club. I love to see young players come through the academy. And I'm happy to see that first year scholars, Zhane Monlouis, a centre-half who can play at full-back, who as a schoolboy was playing under 18s last year. The same goes for Charlie Patino, who, you know, I can't imagine you don't know at this moment. I've done an interview with him, cheeky plug of that. Go and check that out many months ago. And I couldn't be happier, man. They're two players I feel have all the potential to reach first team. Monlouis, again, I'm not advocating to put pressure on these young boys. I don't like when people talk about next this, that, the other. Only God knows where their potential is going to take them. But what I do believe is, without putting pressure on these guys, the potential and the raw potential is there to reach the first team. Zhane Monlouis, for me, you know, we've got a couple of talented boys at centre-halves, but there's not been too many defenders that have come through Arsenal's academy. At a push, it's been accidental fullbacks, you know. We're still talking about Ashley Cole and Tony Adams. We've got all the attacking talent coming through, and maybe that's because of how we've changed. And, you know, with Wenger and the way we went, it, you know, coming through the academy was more so attacking players, you know, the pass 1-2 zip-zap sort of players, which defenders typically aren't. I know ball playing's there. I couldn't be happier. Obviously, there's a lot of things in Monlouis' game he needs to work on to go up to 23s and first team, but the raw potential is there. The mentality, he never lets him, when he makes a mistake, he goes again. You know, you can hear him talking to other teammates consistently, not talking for no reason, meaning behind the talking. He's very composed on the ball as well. Clear to see why he was getting opportunities. I've got all the time in the world for him. Only 17, built quite well, you know, and he is quite tall, and he's 17. There's a lot of growing to be done still, so he's going to be a monster. I think he's going to have a good career. Charlie Patino, I'm bored in a healthy way. I'm bored of talking about him. I believe he's going to be an Arsenal first teamer. You know, there's not much he ain't got in his game. If he develops physically and all the other things relative to his age, there's nothing stopping him. You know, he's been playing, and like Monlouis, playing wild schoolboy, under 14s player playing for England's under 16s. A very good addition to sign him from Luton. You know, again, he's nothing like Jack Wilshere, but he reminds me of Jack Wilshere and how they play, especially when they both have played in that deep lying role. You know, they both come from Luton's academy. You know, the comparisons are very scary. But Charlie Patino is a man in his own way. You know, and I think he's got all the potential to make it. You know, he's got the vision, can play in tight spaces. He's an Arsenal player. I think he will be an Arsenal first teamer. The same goes for Monlouis. Obviously as well, Flores has signed a pro deal as well. I think he's played international football for Mexico. He can play for England. Talented 17-year-old as well. Predominantly playing on the flanks so far this season. But again, another central-based talent. And what I like about Flores is he's always buzzing around like a bumblebee. He's got a good engine. He's very dynamic. He puts himself around. He never gives up. I've really got a lot of time for him. You know, it's fantastic to see these young lads signing pro deals, you know, so early as well. It speaks volumes of the ability that these boys have. And obviously, you know, they've got a long way to go. Many players have signed pro deals and they're nowhere to be seen. But it's a fantastic moment for these young lads. That's that first pro deal, you know, after becoming first team, well, full-time footballers, signing scholars. It's a great moment for both of them. The hard work don't stop there. And, you know, well, I say too, the point of this video was Monlouis and Patino have gone on to Flores. They all deserve it. And for me, you know, again, I'd imagine when Amari Hutchinson turns 17, he'll follow on, and a couple of more would sign in pro deals. He deserves it as well. Amari's been very good at the start of this year. Hopefully, Kion Edwards signs as well, because I think that's a young man with dynamite in his boots, and it's all timing. He will be I think he will be a professional footballer. Again, it's difficult to say 5 or 6 of these boys will make it at first team level, but I do believe, honest to God, if we don't make sure 4 or 5 in particular are not given a fair opportunity, we're doing something wrong. Equally, I believe collectively, the first year scholars, they're all going to go and have good careers either here or elsewhere. They're a very impressive bunch. You know, the only thing going against them is their age, and during this season you've seen results as a consequence of that. But they've got great togetherness. They fight for each other. They've all got individual quality, and they all complement each other as a collective. You know, you've got Moro as well, composing figure in defence. I mean, in defensive midfield. You know, you've got Kion, you've got Brook working his way back through injury at fullback. You've got a lot of talented boys, man. You've got Sweet as well, not had too many opportunities to showcase what he's on, but the talent is there, man. And in terms of people I kind of want to see sign pro deals, people would love to see Daniel Ayorke sign a pro deal. I don't think technically he has signed one yet. Think he deserves one, and I know Mertesacker rates him quite highly, so I think that's a timing sort of thing. Just got to be patient. Kiddo Taylor-Hart as well. He's having a good season and he needs to. You know, he ain't signed a pro deal. He's a second year scholar. Ideally, you want him to progress into the under-23s and complicate matters there. He done well in pre-season for them. And I think, you know, it was a fitness thing for Kiddo. He just needs to stay fit. That really disrupted his first season, and he's staying fit. You can see it, you know. He's dribbling with more conviction. He's playing with more self-belief. He's getting goals and getting assists. For me, at a push, I've said it, Flores and obviously my man in question. His name's escaped me now, but the man I'm talking about, you know, Flores and Kiddo Taylor-Hart, they're the guys that I think if I had to pick, you know, they've started the strongest in my opinion at under 18s level, and hopefully Kiddo gets a pro, because I think he's playing well. Daniel Ayoke, I think he's got all the talent in the world, and I'm praying to God he gets a pro. I think he will. Same goes for Amari Hutchinson and Moro and the rest of these under 18s. You've also got, who else is not, I've written it down, you've got Maziza Gongbo as well, who, you know, last season when he was a first year did well as a centre half. For me, he struggled a bit, but I think he's deserving of a pro. And, you know, obviously when you look at the defenders ahead of him, you know, Medley, Ballard, McGuinness, Clark, they're all of the same ages, and you'd expect a couple to depart permanently after getting a taste for first team. So that might give him a blind, give him a pro deal. I know we've signed Zhane, can't never say his name, the young, you know, former Spurs lad for the 23s. But it is what it is, man. I'm really happy with these under 18s signing their deals. I'm very proud of them. I'm really keen to see what they can do in the future, because I do think Monlouis, Patino and Flores all have equal opportunities to be first teamers. I do think Patino and Monlouis in particular have all the potential to reach the first team. And, you know, there's many talented players in that group, you know. Nine times out of 10, it's the one not being spoken about that progresses. But what I believe is all of these players reflect Arsenal's values, reflect what Arsenal wants in a player. They've all got potential in their own right, and they're all good human beings. Like, I know I've done a lot of interviews with some, they're all very nice people, and the way they handle themselves, and, you know, you could see a lot of them, you know, despite being 16, 17, they're always doing what they can with their growing platform to raise awareness to causes in needs. You know, they're really good bunch of players. So credit to Arsenal, but credit to themselves and their families for raising these well taught young men, really. So I want them to go all the way, man. So congratulations to those that have signed pro deals now, and, you know, hopefully we can announce some more, and there can be more good news for a couple of other pros. But on that note, people, Deluded, I'm out. I've got nothing more to add.